Hey, it's Steph. Thanks for watching today's video. I have an update for Pan Those Eyeshadows. Everyone does this project a little differently, but it was originally created by Alexi, so I will have her channel linked down below. I will get into my rules in just a second, but if you're not familiar with my channel, I do mostly panning content, which means I'm just trying to get use out of my whole collection and also finish some things this year. So if you are not subscribed, I hope you do so before you leave and give this video a thumbs up. I'm still in my pajamas, but that is okay. I did not feel like finding a shirt to wear, so it's fine. So my project has kind of morphed throughout this year. I'm currently working on 5 eyeshadows. 4 of them are randomized and 1 of them is hand selected by me just in case I want to kind of round out the color story or I have a shade in mind that I think will be easy to pan. I do have one rollout, but I am changing my rules a little bit. I know it's such a random time of year, October, but I just have an itch. I have had an itch to change this up a little bit, and I'm just gonna do it. So one of my randomized shades is going to turn into an expand those pans shade, which just means that it is a shadow that I already have pan in, and I want to just get more use on it because I neglect shadows that I've already hit pan on. You know, my goal is to hit as many pans as possible in my collection, so once I hit pan, I'm moving on to the next thing. And I think Dora was the one who created a project completely around expanding those pans. So I will have her link down below. I love Dora. And I have seen JJ Beauty include this in her Pan Those Eyeshadows as well. And she recently dedicated a whole video to expanding her pans, and also Alyssa. So I will have all those lovely panners linked down below if you want to check them out. Historically in my project, the way I can roll a shadow out is, of course, to hit pan. If I have not hit pan and have used the shadow 15 times, I do have the option to roll that out so I can just keep this project moving. And also, if it's been in the project for 3 months, that is also a way that I can roll it out because 3 months is a long time in my eyes. And if I haven't hit those other 2 goals by then, I just know that it's not going to happen and I want to give love to something else. So let's move on to the shades that I've been working on. I am talking about these in the order that they've rolled in. So the eyeshadow that's been in the longest is from my Blend Bunny Sugar and Grunge palette. It is the shade Ironic, which is a really nice like pastel green shade. This has been in for 3 months, and last update I had 6 uses. I've used it an additional 4 times, making 10 uses total in this project. This is what it's looking like now. Hopefully you'll be able to see a little bit of a dent, but I know I'm nowhere near pan. I have a bigger dent on this shadow, which was in this project earlier, and obviously not hit pan, so I am going to exercise my 3-month rule and roll this shadow out. This was a lot more difficult for me than I thought it would be. This is the shade that I struggled to use in my looks, so I mean, I'm not too mad about rolling it out. Obviously, I would like to meet goals, but this is what it is. That's a light swatch. I used it as a crease shade. I used it on my under eyes. I used it as an inner corner. Like, I tried with this shade, but I don't know. I think it's more of like a spring shade for me. And we are in fall now. So the next shadow is actually a single from Cleona, and it is the shade Opulence. Last update, I had only used it twice, and I was very disappointed in myself because this is a shade that I can really top over any look and add a little sparkle. So I was able to use it 8 additional times this last month, and I'm really happy with that progress. But I have 10 uses, and this is what it's looking like. Hopefully there's a little bit more of a dent than last update. And yeah, like I said, this was just beautiful to top over any look that I wanted. This is what that shade looks like. And it is staying in the project, so it will be included in the look that I create at the end with my new color story. So let me just swatch it on this hand to start my new color story. The next shade comes from my Profusion Harvest palette. Here's the palette here, and it is the shade Foliage, which is a very warm red tone. And if you're familiar with me, that is the opposite of what I go for. But this is what it was looking like last update. I had used it 4 times, which is actually impressive to me for not being my preference, and I actually used it 5 additional times this update, so I'm super proud of myself for that. This is what it's looking like now. I can definitely see a dip forming, and I primarily use this in the crease. I mixed it a lot with the purple that I'm going to show you in a minute, but I actually made this work. I created a super dramatic, like extremely out of my comfort zone look with this. I'll pop it on the screen now. I used it as a blush, and I did kind of like the blush draping where it's like all over and then on my eyes, and that was kind of intense. I have the shade Opulence on the center of my lid as well and on my lips. I totally forgot to mention that, but this shadow is staying in for another month. Thankfully, you know, it's the fall, it's autumn, so it's like the best time of year for me to use this shade. But again, not my favorite. Next comes from my Anastasia Beverly Hills Sultry palette. I randomized the shade Noir, which is the matte black. And a lot of people don't like working on black shades, but I'm fine with using this as a liner or like deepening out the inner corner. So I did just keep it in. I managed to use this 5 times this last month, and this is what it's looking like now. Not much use. You can barely tell that I used it. So this might be in for the 3-month rule as well, but it is a very intense black. Here it is swatched. When I used it as a liner, I did find that it transferred like on my bottom lash line throughout the day, which is not ideal. So I don't know about that, but here's my current color story so far. So I have 5 total uses in the project. And then my hand-selected shade that I rolled in last update is from my ColourPop Lavish palette. It is the shade Escapism, and it's this beautiful like mid-tone purpley lavender matte shade. I figured that it would help me work with that red, and it absolutely does. It helps me neutralize the red and create this like beautiful berry tone, I would say. So I use this in my crease, but I used this 6 times this last update, which I'm pretty happy about. This shadow must be really soft. It's super powdery, actually. It's very powdery, and I have a really nice dent on this after 6 uses. So here it is. Here it is. Hopefully you can see that dent. I really do think I will be able to hit pan by next update. It's always hard to know how deep ColourPop eyeshadows are. This is moving super quickly, so I am happy. I'm happy to be working on this. I would love to have my first pan in this palette. So let me just do some swatching. on both sides. This is the color palette that I was working with. You can barely see that green, but very not cohesive at all. And this is the beginning of my current color story. Like I said, I will be replacing the green with a randomized shade, but it is going to be a shade that already has pan in it because now I want to have at least one shade in here for expand those pans, and I'm super excited. I currently have 47 pans in my collection. I did have 50, but I just recently decluttered some eyeshadows, and of course some of them included the ones that had pan, so that's a little annoying. But I will screen record this, and I'm going to pull up a random number generator. I don't have the fancy app because I don't have room on my phone, but I'm going to do 1 through 47. I'm a little nervous. Generate number 17. Okay, that comes from my ColourPop Making Mauves palette, and it is the shade R&R. So we have a beautiful mauve to roll in. I'm actually very excited about that. I don't remember if it's a shimmer though, a shimmer or a matte. I think I only have pan and shimmer in that palette, but I will be right back and I will have it all swatched out, and we're gonna create a look with these. Okay, I got super lucky. So here is the Making Mauves palette, and I do actually have a pan and a matte in here. I can't believe I forgot that because it's the biggest pan. So this is the shade R&R, and as you can see, there is quite a big pan in this because the shade is so easy for me to use. Here it is swatched out. It's just a beautiful mauve-y transition shade, so I think this will help a lot with the red and the purple. I think it'll kind of like mesh them all together. I have depotted 2 shades in here. One was a pressed glitter, and then this one was like a sequin shade that had, it was a matte with glitter in it, and that's not my jam. But I do have another pan here in the shade Bi-Coastal. But yeah, I completely forgot to decide what my goal is for expand those pans. I think I'm just gonna go easy on myself. I'm gonna do 5 uses, and just we'll see how I feel next month. So 5 uses. Well, I mean, this is gonna be so easy to use, but I'm trying to get use out of my other palettes as well. And it's slightly too dark to be like a lid setting shade for me. Okay, I'm still gonna do 5 uses. We'll see how many times I actually use it. I'm gonna keep going. If I naturally like am drawn to the shade, I'll go past 5 uses. Okay, let's zoom you in and we'll create a look. I think the most obvious choice is to go in with this first. And I'm just going to take a big fluffy e.l.f. concealer brush and dip in. I'm going to use another palette for a mirror though. And I'm just going to put this in my crease. Well, you can actually like barely see it. No wonder I have such a big pan on it. I can go ham with this. How are you guys feeling about fall? I'm filming this, what is it, October 2nd? So I am in the fall mode 100% now. I don't know. we don't really do a whole lot for Halloween. Like, the spookiest decor I have for Halloween is like spiders and bats. Like, we do not do scary at our house. So, like, I have pumpkins, of course. We will like be going to the pumpkin patch soon. Baby boy has gone to the pumpkin patch. He went last year when he was like 5 weeks old. But this year, hopefully he'll like, obviously he'll be more present because he's 13 months now. But I'm going to go in with the purple. I honestly don't know what I'm doing. I'm just kind of winging it for now. Hopefully this doesn't like super overpower that shade. I'm just going to do a light, very light layer of this purple. This purple is so dusty. It honestly goes places that I don't want it to go. I probably should use a smaller brush. But I don't know if you can see that right there. Sometimes it gets in my inner corner where I don't want it. It's fine. Okay, I am going to switch. I have to figure out what I want to do. Because I feel like every time I use the red, I like mix it. So I think I'm going to do like an ombre wing actually with the black and the red. Let's try that. Okay, so I actually I have done a wing with this red before. So I have a brush that already has a little bit of red on it. It does not have any like markings. So let me start off. I'm gonna do the red like on the inner half of the wing, and then I'm gonna transition to the black in the outer. So I'm just going to tap it. I'm not going to drag because I do not want any fallout, and I already have some fallout. I don't know if you can see that. The shade is very pigmented though, so it's fine tapping it. I don't like how abrupt that is, but I didn't want to take it too far in, but I guess I am. Okay, that's super quick and easy. And then I also have a angled brush that I have the black on already. This is a brush from Profusion. It's one of their like, it has little hearts in it. I'm going to do my trick where I tap the excess powder on my hand. I know that was out of focus, but I think you get the gist. And I'm just going to stamp the wing. I do not like to drag at first because I know there's extra product. See, that black already transferred to my lower lash line. Can't talk. Focus, focus. I'm just going to blend those two colors together. Okie dokie. This is super quick. Usually this part lasts longer. And then I'm going to go in with Opulent. Okay, I just have to talk about this shade every time. That is a green. Does it look green? No. It's a green. That's just so crazy to me. I'm going to take Opulent on my finger and just going to tap that lightly all around. Super light layer, super light. I'm barely touching the product. Okay, I don't really like this in my inner corner, but it's really the only inner corner that I have in this like color story. So I'm going to take it on my pinky. I don't like it in the inner corner because it is slightly too dark. It creates a shadow. You can see the shadow there. But it's fine. I'm just going to my parents' house today. Super simple. Now, oh shoot, I forgot to bring my mascara. I always like to add a little bit more mascara, but I guess I'm not doing that today. But this is the look. Hey you guys, I'm currently editing this video and almost smacked myself in the head. And I realized I didn't do anything with my lower lash line. And yeah, I don't know what I was thinking. I think I was just like so impressed how quickly I was going. Anyway, I kind of like it though. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Would you have done anything with the lower lash line? Maybe my subconscious was like, it's done. It looks good. Yeah. So here's my color story. I think I created a really cute look with this. I could easily wear this again. I got super lucky with that shade though. So I hope you enjoyed. If you did, let me know down below and give this video a thumbs up. If you're not subscribed, I hope you do so before you leave. So I see you all in my next video. Bye.